All right. So, first vlog, whatever you call them. Excuse me while I have my dinner, but just have a mate round, Mr. Guy Power, those. And we've just been discussing the situation. And we've never had a situation like that. Nobody's had a situation like this. So this is all new. So we've got to make the right decisions at the right time. And if we are led to believe what is actually happening, which is there's a pretty bad pandemic on the way that will affect possibly 80% of the public, then we've got to be ready for that. Because if that is the case, there'll be that many people off work and ill for a time that the infrastructure and the actual threads that make our lives work will be completely and utterly broken. You know, all businesses will collapse. People will be ill. There will be nobody delivering your food. There'll be nobody collecting your rubbish. There'll be nobody sorting your water out or your electrics. There'll be nobody. You know, we're freaking out that there's no flights or there's no this, no that. That's all massive luxuries that are being chopped one by one until we end up without all of these things that we need. Now, that's one theory. The other one is that it's a big storm in a teacup, and yeah, there are some people dying. We have more people dying from flu and blah blah blah. We've heard all the same sort of stats over and over, but that's one theory, that it's a big storm in a teacup, and everything will settle down, everything will go back to normal in a bit when everybody's just suddenly, you know, got a grip with the whole thing, and yeah, we've got these losses, but we've also, you know, we've kept everything afloat, and there's enough people who haven't got it that it's all cool in the gang, and we all can carry on. That's another theory. There's millions of conspiracy theories going about. I mean, we came up with a good one tonight. Obviously, it's a full hoax. There's not the big issue that's going on. It's not happening. And actually, it's a way to keep us indoors, because there's a UFO coming. So we're all indoors because we can't go out because everybody's on lockdown, because they've communicated with some alien geezer. And he's on his way. I mean, they don't want all the panic and people freaking out, so keep them locked up indoors. So that's just one of many of these theories that could or may not happen. All the reasons why it's happened. I mean, there's it's a man-made chemical weapon to take down China. Brilliant. Could certainly do that. It's a means to control us, so they're going to come out with an antidote, and then everybody have it, and there'll be some injection that probably got some sort of mini minuscule microchip on it. I mean, we could go on and on. This is the point. We've never known a state of fear like this, where it's actually quite tangible. And you see it on the streets, well, not on the streets yet, but you see it in the shops with the lack of loo roller and pasta. But I have to tell you, I've got extra pasta than I normally would have. I've obviously got extra loo rolls than I normally would have. I've got 3 girls here, teenage girls at that. You know, they don't want to run out of loo roll. I don't want to run out of loo roll. I don't want them going, Dad, well, I've got to go out and stand in line for one loo roll behind a big row of other people that were waiting. So, so there you go. Bought into it. Bought into the frenzy, the madness, the hysteria, the fear of what's going on. But is it warranted? Is it necessary to have a little bit of a foot in that door? Because would it be better to be, sitting there with a massive bag of pasta and sort of some foods that really last a long time for a few months and laugh to yourself? That is better. A few months' time and everything's normal. Or if you're a few months down the line and you're seriously freaking out about where the next meal's coming from. I don't know. But I just cooked this nice stir fry. Had a visit from Mr. P. Got onto this subject. Saw the news last night, which was pretty unbelievable. I'm actually nervous and interested to see what the news says tonight. And I know, we can't just buy into what the media tells us. Who knows? Again, we can go back over that. And what are they telling us? Is it what they want us to hear? But interestingly enough, I saw this film last night, Contagion, and it was made in 2011, and it's about a pandemic. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but all the information in that film, of course, was based on what would happen in this pandemic type situation. It's Hollywood, obviously, but it's built up a bit. There's a storyline and there's a full plot, following a couple of characters. But the truths about what happens in a situation like this are obviously in this film, because I've researched it and this is what would happen. And it's just like watching our news now. There's this bit that's quite alarming, and this is the bit that I don't think they're telling us, and that is there's an R factor, R to 0, and that tells you how many people you can affect with this bug. And normally flu is 1 to the power of 1 sort of thing, so you pass it on to one person, they pass it on to another, and that's how it kind of spreads. But if you can pass on to multiple people, then the spread can become pretty big, pretty quick. Again, I don't know why I'm doing this video or whether I'm even going to post it, because it does sound like I've gone mad. But I'm also remembering those chats with Reggie Rarebreed. Many chats around the fire at Regfest. And Reggie Rarebreed telling us about a particular time, and when it does, be ready for it. And we've talked about it for years, about the potential money crisis that could happen at any point, and that was when you're kind of thinking, if a country goes down, if they go bankrupt like Italy or Ireland or whatever, Greece, and they have pretty much, but they've been obviously held back up and everything's all fine. Don't let a country go down. That would just be a stupid idea. Let's help it out and keep it going. Let it borrow a shitload more money off us. That'd be the one. But a pandemic is a different kettle of fish. That just changes things. I mean, we talked about super volcano going off, huge earthquakes, tsunamis. What was the other one? Oh yeah, you know, there's an asteroid on its way in 2029. There's an asteroid on its way. Google it. It's going to miss us, but only by a bit. Around the Earth, you've got these satellites, which are fairly close when you think about it. It's going to come within them, and it's going to miss us. They've worked that one out. Good bit of math. And it goes off round the sun, and then 7 years later, it comes back, and that's again an unknown. Because of the various other things and because of the shape of it, the sun has an effect on it and so on. So there's a bit of an unknown, but not much. They call it a window of opportunity. It's not much unknown. It's kind of, if it goes there or there or there, they've got an area in space that they know it'll come through. And if it comes through on a particular trajectory, it could hit us. So that's a fact, right? So we've been talking about this for a while. What happens if, when this happens? It wasn't what happens if, it's pretty much normally when. And that time seems to be around the corner if this is the truth. And get this. I've got to tell you this now. I remember seeing a film. It was only cassette and it had the word powder written on it. And me and Reg went into the house once and saw this and it said powder. And thought it would be about cocaine or something. It'd be about drugs. Put it on. It's about a guy who can heal animals and people with his hands. Pretty freaky, brilliant. Loved the film. So with Reggie Brarebread, we decided to call this particular moment in time, when it comes, like that kind of, all right, get ready. We decided to have a code word, and we said powder. It'll be powder time. Powder time is when it's going to happen. Get ready for powder time. And for many years we'd phone up and chatting away, and it'd be like, is it powder time, Reg? Is it powder time? And today, after all this, and I've gone out and got some more wraps and a few more beans and a few more bits and bobs. No pasta, none about. No bog roll, don't need any at the moment. Anyway, but I'm chatting away about the Reg Fest, and I got hold of Dave Breeze, who from the Fabric, fantastic Fabric, and I said, ping us over a video so I can put it up on the Reg Fest feed, and he pinged one over. And you'll probably seen it if this gets posted. It's called Powder. So I don't know what all that means, but I certainly had the shivers. And I thought to myself, is it that time? Is it powder time? I'll leave it with you, I don't know. I don't want to alarm anybody. I don't want to freak anybody out. But could be powder time.